Alright, so audio only for this particular video, but I wanted to talk about this leak that came out of an image of episode 104 of Dragon Ball Super. In case you can't tell by the image, I really don't know how you couldn't tell by this image, but essentially we're going to have confirmed 100% the return of the normal Super Saiyan God mode with Goku right here. If you remember a few days back, we talked about that. It was a spoiler that talked about the Super Saiyan God form returning, or well, not really returning. They just mentioned Goku goes into God form, and a lot of us were speculating, well, is this a typo? Did they really mean that, you know, he's going to go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, aka Super Saiyan Blue, or whatever? But no, it's been confirmed now that we have Super Saiyan God returning with Goku. Now, there's a couple of interesting things about this. For starters, one big thing is you gotta ask, okay, how much does the mangaka Toyotaro, or you know, one of the people creating the manga, whatever, Toyotaro, know about the future of this arc and Goku's transformation and whatnot? Because he brought back the God form during the Zama's arc, and he brought it back in an interesting way and explained it in an interesting way. The fact that it's actually a more lax and less draining form than the Super Saiyan Blue form, and that's why Goku and even Vegeta were using it, because it's like, hey, we don't drain that much energy, we still have strength, we still have speed, and overall it's not necessarily more refined, but it's just kind of better in a way to use than Blue, because Blue drains the shit out of you. So I think the way Toyotaro did it was interesting. Another thing is you got to think, okay, if they're bringing this back in the anime, then I'm almost certain now that it's confirming that Goku's new transformation is going to be what we saw in that little chocolate candy thing, where it was the Super Saiyan hair, you know, standing up, but red. And that's probably why they're bringing it back, to remind people, hey, this was Super Saiyan God, you remember this shit? Well, the next transformation is going to be something similar looking. Now, again, I'm really curious to see the way the anime is going to play around with this, why it looks different than Blue, because you would have thought the next form evolving, you know, moving forward, would have been Blue with just like a different hairstyle, or maybe electricity, or some shit like that, because it was kind of like, I always thought of it at this point anyway as Super Saiyan God is just kind of base God form, and then Super Saiyan Blue was Super Saiyan God form in a sense. So I always thought, okay, the next evolution would have been something else. So I'm kind of curious again how they're going to explain this. Also, another question you got to ask is, well, is Vegeta going to go into the Super Saiyan God form? Is he going to have that new transformation that Goku ultimately obtains? A lot of questions. Is a lot of different things that they can do with this. And I mean, I think Toyotaro, I don't want to speak too soon, but based on events that have already occurred, I'm imagining he's going to have a really smooth transition through all of this, because he already set up the return of Super Saiyan God form, and he already showcased Goku and Vegeta, especially Vegeta, having access to it. So the way the anime is going to do it is going to be interesting to see how they explain it. Are they just going to straight up take what Toyotaro did? Because from what I understand, it seems as though they get a big draft. Toriyama gives them point A, B, C, D, so on and so forth, and Toei Animation and Toyotaro, they both have to work from point A to point B with their own things. Maybe he has a couple of interesting little tidbits, but for the most part, they have to get from point A to B on their own. So, gonna be interesting again to see how Toei Animation works with all this. Either way, I mean, it's cool as shit to see the God form return. I know this is a early leak and spoiler or whatever, but the image looks cool as shit. Goku looks dope, and it's going to be interesting to see how he gets to his next form, and if Vegeta can obtain all of this. And I mean, him next to Hit right now, it's going to be pretty lit. Kind of curious what you guys think about this. Are you excited for the return of the God form? Do you think that this confirms what we saw in that little chocolate packet, that Goku's going to go from this to his hair standing up with the red form, similar to Super Saiyan? Also, what do you think the new form is going to be called? If they're bringing back the God form, is that going to be Super Saiyan God 2? Or, and why is it that base God form is red, but Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is blue, and then it goes back to red? How you think they're going to explain that in the anime or even in the manga? And your overall thoughts of this? I'm excited either way. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.